Hello, grandchildren. This is part 2 about my mother, your great-grandmother, Freitag. Um, I wanted to say that my mother was extremely talented, that she enjoyed making things that were, she loved to sew. She would sew her own clothes. She loved to embroidery, and we still have a lot of things that were embroidered by her, including dish towels. She sewed the curtains, all the curtains for the house that I grew up in, for example. She didn't ever sew clothes for me or my brother, just for herself. I'm not sure why. Um, but also, she was a very kind person. She was always busy. She never sat still without doing anything, without reading or having embroidery in her hand, or if she was watching TV, she might crack nuts to get them out of the shell, like walnuts or pecans, or she'd be making something. She very often made rolls, which were very good, and she would share them with all kinds of people, especially those people who were ill. She would take flowers to people who were sick in the church, and she and my dad both loved to give rides to people to go to church or to go to guild or whatever. It didn't really matter which organization my mom belonged to, whether it was the Ladies' Aid or the LWML or her teacher's sorority or whatever, or Sunday school teachers. Whatever she was a member of, she would end up eventually being the president of. Or if she wasn't president, she was secretary, and then she was president. So she had a lot of organizational skills. But the thing that I remember most about her, and especially as I get older, and especially as I reflect on my life as a deaconess and where I got the idea that it was fun to care for other people, was really from my mother. I think a lot of things that I learned and know and instinctively knew and practiced in my life that led me or led God to calling me into the vocation of being a deaconess really were things that my mother modeled for me. She would say things to me occasionally like, be a friend to everyone. Or, you should always let somebody help you if they ask you if they can help you, because, it's always, one thing she used to say is, somebody is your friend if they let you in their kitchen to help them with the dishes. She put a lot of stock in doing things with other people and for other people, and also letting them help you in return. Although no one ever really got the idea that she was a needy person, but she did enjoy her friends. One time as she got older, she said to me, I really hate to have a new best friend, because every time I have a new best friend, after 2 or 3 years, they die. Part of that was because she had friends that are older than her, but part of that was because she lived a long time beyond her friends. She loved being a grandma. And of course, she saw only a couple of her great-grandchildren. She died in the year 2010, in January of 2010. So she enjoyed being a great-grandmother too. But when her first grandchild was born, who was Brian, she was extremely thrilled by that. And she came to stay with us when that happened. And also came to stay with us, of course, when David was born, and Edward, and so forth. Once when I was at home and she came to visit me, and Brian was quite a young boy. I think actually David had just been born, and Brian was trying to get up onto the couch next to me. And I learned a lot from my mom, from what she said to me sometimes. But on this occasion, Brian was trying to get up, and he was reaching for me to help him. And my mom said to me, don't you dare help him. Just tell him that he can get up, that he can do it. And so I did. I said, come on, Brian, you can do it. You can get up here. And wouldn't you know, that little tyke got up on that couch all by himself, even though the couch really came to about right here on him. And that surprised me so much. But my mom really knew how to encourage people to reach beyond where they thought they could reach in life. And that was a real art, to help people to do that. there are so many other good memories that I have of her, especially of her laughing. And uh, I remember when she played cards. She loved to play cards, and sometimes if she didn't get a card that she was hoping to get off of a pile or from her partner or something, she would say, "Oh, fish hooks." One time I asked her, "What does that mean, Mom? Fish hooks?" And she said, "I don't know. It's just something I heard when I was little, so I always say it. Oh, fish hooks," if she didn't get what she wanted. I also have one other thing to relate that's kind of cute about my parents. A lot of times when I was younger, my dad would try to grab my mom and put her on his lap. And when she was walking by from the table or the living room to go to the kitchen, and she would say, "Oh, Arthur." But in spite of the fact that they squabbled a little bit once in a while, nothing serious really, but they deeply loved each other, and my dad missed her terribly after she was gone. But they had a good life together. They were complementary toward one another in the sense that they had talents that complemented each other, and they had the same faith in Jesus Christ, and that really held them together in ways that that can only happen through Jesus. That's it for now. Love you all, grandchildren.